Alright, here we are again on the 14th of December for any racing fans out there. If you're watching this later, once it's uploaded to YouTube, I can only hope that I'm actually somewhere within the camera's view. I reckon that I am. This is the webcam I'm using right now is the Logitech C920. It is a really good wide view webcam, so I just got done recording the Band of Gamers podcast, so...
Hello, Crash. Your car is ready and waiting.
So I decided I wanted to hop on for another quick 30 minutes and play a little more. So we're going to start up tonight in the American Racing League. So I think I'm going to go ahead and make the investment in a new car. I'm going to be picking up the Toyota Supra tonight. Yep. Okay, Long Beach. So this is going to be a really tight race. Long Beach is a really tight course. What's also going to be interesting is the last time I played this, it's in an American muscle car, so I think I was in the Dodge Challenger prototype, and what the cars that gave me a really hard time were these Skyline GTRs, so man, that guy definitely dropped, tried to get right in front of me going into that turn, even though that was not his racing line. I've definitely got to get by him because he's really fouling up.
You've taken over 8th place.
So the Supra has far more grip and definitely corners way better than the Challenger prototype. That could have been a particularly nasty corner. It looked like there was going to be a pile up there. AI cars seem to hold it together. No. Thought I'd let the flashback run too long. So there are a couple spin outs here. Alright, that let me move up 2 spots to 5th. So no damage yet. I would prefer to not have the bloody nose that I've got there on my front bumper. It's nice that the Supra holds together well. If you hit the rumble strips, wow. Not sure if I entirely avoided him or if I got into him a little bit, but I think I came through that clean. With regards to the, I don't know what that was. Spin out here. This is a high calamity track, so it's so tight that the AI can definitely get really squirrely in here and wind up leaving cars and debris all over the road. Got a good lead to the next Nissan NSX is in this race. They also caused me quite a bit of trouble when I was in the Challenger prototypes. Alright. an opportunity to slide by 2. Definitely putting a hurting on the tires here. The back end of the Super starting to slide around a little bit. I have GRiD, and I have GRiD 2. I can't remember what the third one is called. It's called, like, I don't know, GRiD Pro Racer or All Racer or something. I can't remember. But, looking rearward and playing this game, I think this was a 2008 release. It was a game that released in Europe, I think, earlier, and then finally came to the States. But definitely gives me an interest in, and I think the latest game, the third iteration, I think it reviewed pretty well. I'm not positive. Need to check that out. Okay, now this guy, he caught a bit of the wall in that last turn. I don't know if he's... that was not good. I thought he was going to turn in a little sooner than that. I'm kind of all over the back of him, but I don't... Oh, yep.
I like what I'm seeing. You're in first place.
Big thing I got to do now is hold it together going through these last set of turns. Yeah, I think I've got it.
And we have a winner.
Nice. Might actually be able to go to bed with pulling off a set of wins here tonight. Which has not been the case while I've been campaigning through this. I've definitely probably going to bed more nights a loser than a winner. Another 24K added to the payday again. Detroit is also another very tight track. Again, akin to kind of champ car racing. These cars have a little more meat on their bones than a champ car, though. It's a 2-lap race. Problem with the 2-lappers is you start all the way back in the pack. Don't know that you necessarily... A lot of times you're not given enough time to kind of...
Look out. There's a big accident up ahead.
Alright. Now I cut the side of that, I think. Yeah, damage looks okay. So I don't know if the... I'm sure that the damage modeling is tunable.
The driver just spun out. It's Bento Gamma.
I'm not particularly interested in ramping up how much damage gets done. Now, that crash like there was in that last corner is the worst. When there's a crash and there's a lot of smoke and you cannot tell exactly where the wreckage is. And I'm not as familiar with this track as I am with some other tracks, so here's the crackback turn. I think there's one of these on Long Beach too. There's a couple of these city racing tracks where things are already tight, and there's one like 110-degree turn
Watch out for an accident ahead.
that is particularly difficult to negotiate.
Another driver is out in a crash on the track. Whoa.
So
I think it's Don Champion.
when I am behind, this is how I like it. I like it when the cars ahead are all kind of clustered in a group. That way, hopefully, if I just catch the group, that presents the chance of sliding up to a podium finish. Very difficult to find even footing on this track because of all the bumper strips. Like I said, the Supra is pretty sure-footed. It's not getting too upset. Crash, that puts you to 4th. Don't know if I have enough room to get up to a podium though. 1, 2, and 3 are all stacked up in a group in front of me. Here's the downhill corkscrew. Oh, that might do it. Nope. Rumble strips. Yeah. I think that may have just been the last window that I would have had to podium.
Serious crash. It's Brad Petty.
Nope, that's... Might be able to flashback, pull this off. Yeah, the only way...
Great work. You won the event.
Yeah, may turn out okay. In terms of my overall ranking. Or, you know, winning the event. Would have been nice to have pulled off a win for that last race, though. So what came ahead of me at NSXR and the Skylines? Those two are giving me a lot of problems. Those two car types. Yeah, pretty much eked by the NSXR and the one guy driving the Skyline.
You're so close to winning the ARL National Badge. Let's stay in the U.S.
Yeah, that is pretty close. 7,000 more. I don't know what they are. R points or whatever.
Keep the dollars rolling in.
New sponsor. Now what I should have done. So that was my first race of the season, so I should actually rejigger my sponsors. I like doing that at the beginning of every season. Just in case there's some gem of a sponsor that you wouldn't realize if you never go into your sponsor inventory and kind of mix things up. It's a new sponsor. Finished no lower than second. Always nice when a sponsor's requirement is simply for you to finish the race. Congratulations, thanks for showing up. Okay, so sponsors are good. Let's switch up the color branding for this season. It's not a bad color scheme. Would have preferred a slightly darker green, but it's good enough. Let's see, so I just won the Pro Tuned, right? So let's go touring cars. But yeah, that's one thing I need to check when we get out of this championship. Like I said, I'm pretty sure this is, for whatever reason, the European version of the game. But what I haven't checked, well, I have checked. I haven't found in the menus a place to definitely change my speedometer over to miles per hour and the currency over to dollars. Don't really have to, but it's always a little janky whenever I go in and look at that.
Nice work. You're now in 5th place.
Was planning on things coming out that way. Whoa, wow. That's one for the highlight reel.
Just missed a nasty accident.
Yeah. You ain't lying. Bumper's a little damaged, front bumper. And coming back around on the second lap. There are a few of these corners, like I said, that I don't do well, where you really don't have to brake, you really just have to.
It looks like a driver has spun out.
It's a second
Looks
accident
like
miss.
it's Ryan Fields.
Thought I was out braking him going into that turn, but okay, that worked out good. I should definitely be able to take the lead before this is all said and done. Get this in one more lap. Oh,
Just a scrape. Keep focused on the race.
it's not just a scrape, dude. Okay, flashback. Get flashback X. Was definitely trying to win the whole race on that one corner. That's definitely not necessary.
You're on your last lap.
Yep. Okay, so I kept the throttle open through that series of turns.
Car
Didn't
got a
hit the
little
brake.
banged up, but it's nothing serious.
What? I don't think my car got a little banged up. If it did, it happened a long time ago. I didn't realize he was actually following the turn.
I like what I'm seeing. You're in 1st place.
I didn't realize completely did not realize he was going to follow the turn that closely to the actual. Because this game, unfortunately, doesn't really penalize you for cutting corners. In S turns, especially. Yeah, that maneuver put me well out ahead.
1st place.
There we go.
Well done.
Fantastic racing. I knew I was right about you.
See what the next track is.
Keep this gang.
Much later than I thought it was.
To win the event.
Almost completely didn't see that corner. Really tough to find a place to pass here. That's probably my best hope, is that one of these guys crashes out and makes a little room.
Okay, kid. You're holding on to 10th place.
trying to skirt around the outside of that guy. Go inside this time. Where I did not have enough room to get past him. Speed was enough for me to get on the inside of that guy. Eighth.
David Cooper's in the car in front.
Whoa. Had plans to be much smoother than that, but I'll take it. That turn, and this one. Nice. Over the Potomac. Yeah, it's nice, you know, so I am a... So in racing games, I definitely am somebody who prefers a lot of oversteer, so I just like being able to kind of sling the car's back end around through a corner, which is kind of funny because I also then currently cannot stand drift races. Where you need to utilize a lot of oversteer. This guy in second is tough. Not find a way by him just yet. Probably. Oh man, he is really closing me down. I think he caught himself out though on that one. He had to brake so hard to cause me a problem there. Lost too much momentum going through the turn. It's a little wide open for me. I was drifting too wide. Guy. Start line. Slow speed shoulder.
Keep it up. You're leading the race.
I think that was the winning corner right there. I just have to not screw it up. But like I said, you cannot, when you've got the lead like this, you cannot just sit back and play it ultra conservatively. You still got to push. I made that mistake before. I can remember dorking up that corner.
That was a real nail biter, but you pulled it out.
Definitely was. Here we go.
Well done, Crash. You've earned the ARL Pro badge. You are now qualified to enter a lot more events in the U.S.
Very cool.
Well done, Crash. Good driving. Way to pull out the win. You're a seasoned pro now.
Here we
the
go.
new garage fits 2 cars, so let's add another driver. Both of you will ride in each race, doubling our chances of winning the big bucks. We'll have to pay the new driver a signing bonus, plus a percentage of their winnings. There are a lot of pretenders out there, so be very careful in choosing.
So I think I'm gonna go with IG Matsuke.
Really? This guy? Okay, you're the boss.
Alright, so I probably only have time for one more championship tonight. So I just finished the touring
You have
car.
4 titles in this region. 6 will get you a head-to-head challenge with Raven West Motorsport. These races attract big sponsors with big prizes. It would be worth it to earn that challenge.
Classic muscle. Alright, we'll stick with the Mustang. I just realized. So, I didn't bother to check to make sure that my game capture was using the right microphone. Alright, that's good. I'd have been really angry if I hadn't caught any commentary. So, you know, the Japanese cars and the Formula cars, you can get some pretty spectacular crashes. Ah, man. Was that my teammate? So you can get some pretty spectacular crashes because of their, you know, the light-weightedness of their chassis. See, this is the crackback. Almost missed it, too. That section reminds me of some of the tracks on Project Gotham Racing 3 and 4. Yeah, it's funny. I mean, I appreciate and I like the fact that the cars crash out, but there are times that they just seem to lose it for absolutely no reason. That dude's car just went sideways. You appear to be perfectly fine going into the corner.
Couple of drivers connected behind you. Nasty.
Tell me.
Right now, only a couple of seconds separate you in first place.
That corner back there is one that can be, you know, this is 90, maybe even 100-degree S-turns to negotiate. Because the Mustang is so easy to get sideways, there's a couple turns in here that could be really nasty if I go into a corner and wind up losing the traction. That is what's forcing me to feel like I need to be extra cautious going into these corners, but of course, extra cautious is not going to put me in the first place. It's just going to allow me to hold on to second, which is a good thing, but obviously the win would be even nicer. I feel like I'm almost entirely reliant on this guy. spinning out or catching the corner of a barrier. I just feel like I'm not catching him at all. So there should be one more kind of a crackback turn, which is how I refer to a turn that's greater than 90 degrees. But yeah, that's what I worry about, is as the tires goes off, me making a turn, the car going sideways, and then hitting one of those barriers full on my side. The problem with this car too is oh, it's out of nowhere. Gave up the ghost.
You won! Congratulations! Great driving out there. Not a scratch.
Yeah, and that win was all about just driving the race through all the way to the end, not giving up and feeling like you could just hang out. Ah, man, I really wanted to see where my partner was. I missed that entirely. 12th, so dead last.
Keep this guy in your rear view and you may just win the event.
So I couldn't tell with all that smoke if that guy
Shield behind you.
just clipped the barrier or if hit the barrier and went sideways. There's my teammates right behind me. Sometimes it's a good thing, but sometimes
Spun out. That's James Lee. Your teammate's right behind you.
I thought I could have used that opportunity to sort most of the pack. The car really carried a lot further through that turn than I thought it would have. I feel like this is also like the most horrible track that you could put a Mustang on. Didn't really want to do that, but I definitely had to pick a different angle to get around this Plymouth. You could tell he was winding up to try and block me off from the turn.
2 seconds separate you and second place.
Oh, really? Seems insane. I thought sure.
Out in front of us.
Sure, I was, second. Guys behind me are with me. Whew. Shrinking it up.
Marcus Brooks is in P1.
I think I'm actually reeling these guys in. I was almost tail-headed him again, so I just couldn't see. Oh, that wasn't really the plan.
Red Desert Racing are currently leading this one.
Too busy looking in the rear view. Still no damage. I'm sure I'm not the most aerodynamic right now. But, oh, nice. That was definitely one for the highlight reel. If I could keep him off for 2 laps.
Great driving. You got the lead.
The marker just had me nervous that the corner was a lot tighter than I thought it was going to. I said it wasn't as tight as I thought it was going to be. Now, what can happen in the corner, as it just happened back there, is that business of coming to almost a complete stop to get around the corner. The worst thing that can happen is some of the AI cars just plow into you full bore right into your side. Man, this is a really long race. Feels like, yeah, got nobody close by.
You just missed a nasty accident.
Really?
That was amazing. You won the race and the championship.
Nice. Good way to cap the evening. And definitely starting to lose it. As far as how awake I am. Actually, he came in dead last. Need that overall.
Big win. That's the most money you've made yet.
Alright. Pretty happy with those results. Cannot complain. Alright. Oh, excuse me. Thanks again for anybody who's checks this out in the archive, and be sure to come back for more videos, and I'll eventually get around to posting on more different games. That's it for me. I'm out of here.